Young women, teenagers, and girls manipulated into selling sex for money. Human trafficking is one of the world's fastest growing criminal enterprises, and 22 News discovered women are being victimized right here in Western Massachusetts. 22 News I-Team reporter Tamara Sakarzik spoke with a sex trafficking survivor who provides insight into the nightmare world of sex slavery.
We spoke to Jasmine Marino, a sex trafficking survivor who was targeted here in Massachusetts. Her story is similar to many other victims who fell in love with dangerous men who turned out to be pimps.
I wanted to be a journalist, a teacher. I had my cosmetology license. I had dreams and goals. Prostituting was not on my list.
Jasmine Marino was a 19-year-old with big dreams. She was living in Saugus with her parents, working as a hairdresser and studying to be a journalist, when a man she fell in love with led her down a dangerous path. A path that over a 5-year period slowly transformed her from an ambitious teenager to a sex slave. Jasmine is one of several young women in Massachusetts who've become a victim of sex trafficking.
I just happened to be in a local nightclub with my friends, and we were drinking and hanging out, and we meet this guy who knew some of my other friends, and he took me to the bar and he bought me a drink, and I was automatically impressed.
They started dating.
He played that whole boyfriend role and got me to trust him and love him. He would take me shopping, take me to the mall, take me out to dinner. Little did I know, pimping was going to be his next hustle, because it's a lot more profitable to sell one woman over and over again than it is to sell drugs.
Like many pimps, Jasmine's boyfriend was a master manipulator. He wanted her to have sex with men for money.
I wasn't thrilled with the idea, but I was falling in love with him all at the same time, and he was getting me to doubt myself. Before I knew it, I was sent down to Hartford.
Jasmine said she was taken to a massage parlor where she had sex with multiple men for money. Then it hit her. The man she fell in love with wasn't her boyfriend, he was her pimp.
We get out of the car and he puts out his hand. And I knew that meant to hand over the money, but he's looking at me and he goes, "Is there gonna be a problem?" And I was like, no.
For the next 5 years, Jasmine's pimp trafficked her around New England. If she disagreed or tried to leave, she'd get beaten.
Was there ever a point that you wanted to leave the situation but felt like you couldn't?
I felt trapped, I felt scared. I felt like if I continue to speak up, I'm just gonna get beat even more.
It took Jasmine 5 years, hundreds of beatings, and a restraining order to finally escape. But she worries about the dozens of other girls in Massachusetts who've been lured down the same path. Many of those girls even younger than she was. Jasmine never reported her trafficker because she was scared she'd get arrested for prostitution. The state now has a human trafficking law that protects victims like Jasmine. We also discovered that sex trafficking is happening right here in Western Massachusetts. You can see what we uncovered on 22 News at 6. I'm Tamara Sakarzik, working for you with the 22 News I-Team.